Hey you guys, it's Jocy. I'm back yet again with a new MiniVerse release. They have just been hitting us back to back to back with new releases, but I'm really excited over this one. This is the MiniVerse Haribo multi-pack set. I got it off the MJ website and it was about $30. I know that might be steep for some of you, but just looking at all the cuteness in this package, um, as I see it, that's a cost of about 3 capsules, and there is so much more in this multi-pack than you would get in 3 capsules. So logically, that's how I justify it, and I honestly think it's worth it. So let's go ahead and check out the packaging before we go and get to opening it, because I really want to start making all of these recipes. So let's go ahead and get started. So here on the front of the packaging, it says 30 plus pieces. And then down there it says Haribo, and it's featuring these 4 different Haribo items: the Happy Cherries, the Twin Snakes, the Gold Bears, and then the Haribo Frogs. And I don't know if you can see it, but this packaging is beautiful. It has some rainbow iridescent packaging, and look at that rainbow. That is so pretty. And then here on the back, look at that. That is just a sight to see. So pretty. So anyway, here are the 4 different items you can make. There is some type of cookies here, and then another set of cookies there, then some little popsicles, and then an exploding cake. How fun is that? And then it looks like with the extras that we can make, we can store them in the little Haribo packaging. I think that is amazing. And then down here, they show examples of some remixes that you can make. And I really love this little cherry cake right here. I think that is so cute. Let's go ahead and check out the guide for this Haribo multi-pack set. It's pretty thick. The 4 items that we're going to be making in this multi-pack set is the Happy Cherries cookies, the Haribo Frog cookies, the Haribo Twin Snakes pops, and then the Haribo Gold Bear cake. And then we also get instructions to make each of those items. Some of the items that we got in this multi-pack we're going to use for multiple recipes, so let me go ahead and show you those items first. We got a rainbow assortment of resin colors, and check out how cute they packaged these resin bottles. They made them in the shape of the gummy bears. That is so cute. So we get red, yellow, orange, green, and blue. Some of the recipes have us mix them so we can get different colors. Like we're going to be making purple, so we're going to mix red and blue. So we can even get more colors than just these 5. Each of those resin bottles also comes with a nozzle. They gave us a pair of tweezers. They gave us 2 different kinds of spatulas, and I love that it's branded with Haribo. They also gave us this cute little measuring cup, and check it out, it has little bear ears on it. And what makes it even greater is it's a silicone measuring cup. How awesome is that? This is definitely going to be coming in handy for future MiniVerse recipes. We also got this cute little stirring stick that has a little gummy bear on top. The other multi-purpose item we got is this cute little bowl. It has little red and blue gummy bears on it. And this one also has some bear ears. And again, I thought it was just another regular bowl, but this one is also made of silicone. I love whenever they include silicone items because we get so much use out of it. I checked the directions really quick. It says we're going to be mixing the resin in here, and all we have to do to clean it up is set it with our UV light, and then we can pull it away, and then our bowl is all clean for the next use. So that is so awesome. For the next two items, we were given this super cute gummy bear cookie tray, which contains some, I believe, sugar cookies. And we also got 2 loose sugar cookies. So we're going to be using 3 for one recipe and 3 for the other. For the first recipe, it's the Happy Cherries cookies. And for that, we were given this cherry candy mold. Those are so stinking cute. I cannot wait to make these little cherries. And for those happy cherry cookies, we were given this super cute cherry platter. So I think this is such a cute idea. We can make a bunch of extra gummies or candies and then fill up this little bag. So we can have our own little miniature bag of Haribo Happy Cherries. The other cookies we're going to be making are the Haribo frog cookies. And for that, we were given this mold to make these little frog candies. And for those frog cookies, we were given a cute little frog tray. So cute. And then here is our bag that we can put our extra frog gummies in. The next item we can make is the Haribo Twin Snakes, and here is a little candy bag for it. And here is a Twin Snake silicone candy mold. With those twin snakes, we're going to be making some pops or popsicles. And here is a silicone mold to make those popsicles. And check out how cute these popsicle sticks are. They're in the shape of little snakes. They also gave us this super cute branded Haribo popsicle stand. And these are not just display pieces, they actually gave us extra popsicle sticks. So we definitely can make a remix that they showed on the box with these. For the popsicles, they also gave us a bottle of lemon lime soda, which comes with a nozzle. The last recipe that they gave us is the Haribo Gold Bears, the gummy bears that everyone knows. And here is a little candy bag for it. And here is the silicone mold to make those gummy bears. With those gummy bears, we're going to be making a cake. And here it says layered cake, and it has a piece cut out. But as you can see, there is a little hole in the cake. So we're going to be making one of those exploding cakes. When you cut it, the gummy bears just fall out. So I think that's a fun idea. And here is the other piece of the cake. So we already have a pre-sliced piece of cake. And they gave us this cute little plate to put our piece of cake on. They also gave us this cute little gold fork that has a red gummy bear on it. And to frost our cake, they gave us a tub of vanilla frosting. Lastly, they gave us this cute little cake stand, and the little covering or cloche has cute little bear ears on it. I love that they had that bear theme throughout this multi-pack. So that's really fun. And again, the cake stand is branded with Haribo. All right, this is everything that came with the MiniVerse Haribo multi-pack set. I don't know who's not going to like this. I just think this is so fun. It's so colorful. I love that we get to make different recipes and extras that we can put in our little candy bags as well. So I cannot wait to start putting these together. So if you want to see me make these, I'm going to do that right now. The first item we're going to be making are the Happy Cherry Cookies. So before we can start actually making the cookies, we need to make the cherry gummy candies. To make the cherries, we were given this super cute cherry silicone mold, and we're going to be using the green and red resin. I seriously can't get over the resin bottles. I love the fact that they made them in the shape of the gummy bears. But we're going to go ahead and work on the actual cherry part of the mold. And I'm holding it kind of at an angle so I can have the red resin stay in place. In the directions, it doesn't say to set it at this point, but I learned from making the gummies from the birthday series that if you set it in between the colors that you're going to be using, you'll have a better color separation in your little molds. So once I've set the red resin, I'm going to go ahead and add the green resin for the stems. And as you can see, I turned the mold upside down again so the resin can flow down and not on top of the cherry part. Before setting this, I'm just going to take a toothpick and make sure that that resin got into the mold, because the stem part of this cherry mold is really, really thin. So I just want to make sure that it got into the actual mold. And once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and set it. Here's how it looks once we've cured it with our UV light. Now we can unmold our little cherries. And here is how it turned out. They look so cute. I went ahead and did about 3 batches of these cherries. I actually wanted to make more, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough resin for the other recipes in this multi-pack. But here are all the cherries I made, and now we can go ahead and start making the cookies. So they gave us a tray of some sugar cookies and 2 separate ones. So we're going to use 3 for this recipe and 3 for the other cookie recipe. So they gave us a tub of vanilla frosting, and we're going to go ahead and add a little bit to our silicone bowl. It doesn't say in the directions how much to use. I just used 2 little scoopfuls of it. And then we're going to add a little bit of the red resin to tint it so we can get a pretty pink color. Now we can go ahead and start frosting our cookies. Just like how I do with all my cookies and cupcakes and whatnot, I usually do multiple layers just to get a more opaque color. So as you can see, I put 1 layer of frosting, and once I set that, I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of that frosting on top, and to me the color just seems much nicer. And then once we put that second layer of frosting, then we can top it with our little cherry. Now we can go ahead and set that with our UV light. And once we've set it, then this is how our cookie turned out. Really, really cute. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same step with the other 2 cookies. And here are how the 3 cookies turn out. Now we can plate it up on our super cute cherry platter. And now our happy cherry cookies are all done. What I love about this series is they gave us these little miniature bags of the actual candies that we can store extras in. And I just love these so much. I wanted to quickly show you how easy it is to clean out our silicone bowl for the other recipes. So once you're done with it, you're just going to set it with your UV light, and when it's completely cured, you can just pull out that extra resin. And our bowl is completely clean for the next use. The next recipe we're going to be working on are the frog cookies. And to start off, we need to make the frog candies. So they gave us a frog silicone mold. And for these candies, we're going to be using the green resin. So we're just going to go ahead and fill up each of those little molds about 3/4 of the way full. Once we've put the green resin into the molds, we're going to go ahead and set that layer. Next, we're going to take our cute little silicone measuring cup and add a little bit of the green resin to it, as well as a little bit of that vanilla frosting. Then we're going to mix both of those up with our cute little stirring stick. Once they're fully combined, we're just going to dip our stirring stick into the measuring cup and then drop some of it into each of those little frog molds. While I was doing this, I was wondering if the actual frog candies look like this. So if I can find them in stores, I'm going to buy some so I can look at them and actually try them, because I've never had Haribo frogs before. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and set that. And once we do, we can go ahead and unmold them. And here's how our little frogs turn out. And look, you can actually see the layers in the candy. I think I made about 3 batches of these frog candies as well. And now we can go ahead and make our cookies. We're just going to do the same steps as we did with the happy cherry cookies. This time we're going to be tinting our frosting with some blue resin just to give it a nice blue color. To me, it turned out a little bit more gray looking than blue. So after the first layer, I didn't like how it looked, so I added a little bit more blue. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and do the same steps as the cherry cookies. I'm going to put 1 layer of frosting, set it, and then add a second layer of frosting. Once we've added our second layer of frosting, we can go ahead and put on our little frog candy. I think it's supposed to look like a frog on top of water. I'm not sure it does, but it still looks cute regardless. But after we've done that, we're going to go ahead and set it, and then our frog cookies are all done. To plate up our cookies, we were given this adorable frog platter so we can put our cookies on top, and here is how it turned out. After we're done plating up our cookies, we can put all of our extra little frog gummies in the bag. Before I forget to mention this, a few people asked me if this resin we're using is squishy or hard. It's hard. It would be cool if they included the squishy resin since these are gummies, but unfortunately they didn't. The next recipe we're going to be making is the Twin Snakes Pops. To make our Twin Snakes gummies, here is the silicone mold that we were given. And I thought this would be the most fun to make, but here it is. The first thing we're going to do is take our silicone measuring cup and add about 10 drops of the blue resin, and then we're going to add about 10 drops of the red resin. That way we can make purple resin for one of the sides of the snakes. Then we're going to go ahead and take our little stirring stick and mix it all up. After I was done mixing, I didn't quite like the shade of purple that we got, so I went ahead and then added a few more drops of blue. I went ahead and mixed it up some more, and the color was slightly better. But once I'm done mixing it up, I'm just going to dip the end of the string stick into that mixture and then drop some into one of the snakes. So this one takes a little bit of time because there's only so much you can pick up with a stirring stick, but I went ahead and did it until the snake was, um, the snake mold was full. Once I finished filling the purple side of the twin snakes, I went ahead and set it. And then once it's set, then we can take our orange resin and then fill up the other side. Once I'm done adding the orange resin, I'm just taking my toothpick just to make sure it got in the mold and then there are no air bubbles. Now we can go ahead and set it with our UV light. And once we've done setting it, we can go ahead and unmold our twin snakes from the silicone mold. And then here is what our purple and orange, kind of looks more like yellow, but purple and orange twin snakes look like. After that, we can go ahead and work on the next batch, which will be yellow and green. Here is what the yellow and green twin snakes look like. I also did a batch of blue and red twin snakes. I didn't bother showing you the process for that because it's the same as the other ones. And I made a bowl full of twin snake gummies. Now we can get to the recipe, which is making the pop or popsicle. So for that, we're given a popsicle silicone mold. We're also given a bottle of lemon lime soda, and we're going to take that and fill up our popsicle molds about 3/4 of the way up. Next, I went ahead and placed 3 of the twin snakes into each of those popsicle molds and just using a toothpick to push them down a little bit further into the mold. Next, we're going to go ahead and top the remaining space of one of the molds with the green resin and then the other one with yellow resin. After that, we can place the cover to the popsicle mold on top, which also contains the popsicle sticks. And after that, we can go ahead and set it with our UV light. Once you're done setting it and take the cover off, you might need to add a little bit more resin and reset it before totally unmolding the popsicles. Now we can go ahead and unmold our pops. These did not turn out at all how I expected. The twin snakes kind of just melted into the other resin and just looks like streaks of color. I do think it turned out cool, but just not how I thought they were going to look. To display our pops, we were given this cute Haribo branded stand. And then here is how our twin snake pops turned out. After we're done making our pops, we can go ahead and bag up all of our extra twin snake gummies. The last item we're going to be making is the Gold Bears cake. And to start off with, we're going to be making the Gold Bears. So to do that, they gave us a cute little gummy bear mold. I think this one is my favorite. We're going to be making 4 different colored gummy bears. We're going to be using orange, yellow, red, and green. So I'm just doing an assortment in each of the batches. And then I went ahead and used my toothpick just to make sure that each of the molds were fully filled. After that, we're going to go ahead and set them. Here's what it looks like when it's fully cured. Now we can go ahead and unmold them. And here's what one of the red gummy bears looked like. So I went ahead and eventually did about 5 or 6 batches of these gummy bears because I need a lot for the cake, and then I wanted some to fill the bag with as well. For the second batch and after that, I added a little drop of red to the orange resin just because I didn't see much difference in the yellow and orange. And that way I got a better orange color. But anyway, those were all the gummies I made. Now we can go ahead and work on the cake. So we're going to take our container of vanilla frosting and then frost up the top portion of the cake and set it. And then we're going to frost the sides of the cake and set that as well. For this cake, I did about 3 layers of frosting just to get it as opaque as I could. And before setting the last layer of frosting, I went ahead and added the little gummies all over the cake, just haphazardly wherever I felt like needed a little gummy bear on. And then once I did that, I went ahead and set it. Next, I went ahead and worked on the top of the cake as well. And after I'm done setting it, the main portion of the cake is all done. And here is how it looks. I think it looks really cute and really yummy. We were also given a slice of cake, so I'm just going to be doing the same process as the main cake. I'm going to be putting on about 3 layers of frosting, setting it in between, and then adding the gummies as decoration before setting the whole thing. To display our cake, we're given this cute gold cake stand, and I love the branding on it. I also didn't notice this little detail. That little gummy bear is so cute. Before we place the cake onto the stand, we're going to pour some gummies into the hole so it can look like it's spilling out from the cake. And then we're going to plate up our little slice of cake along with a fork. And now our golden bear cake is all done. I tried to place the cloche on top of the cake, but the bears that we decorated the cake made it too wide. So I'm just going to place it to the side, and I'll probably display the slice of cake onto that cake stand later on. We're going to go ahead and put all of our extra gummies into our bag, and here is what it looks like, our traditional bag of Haribo Gold Bears. Here are all the recipes and extra items you were able to make with the new MiniVerse Haribo multi-pack set. I honestly love this multi-pack. Everything was so fun to make, and I really love all these silicone molds that we got. The silicone bowl and mixing cup are also going to come in handy for future MiniVerse um, things that we're going to make. But yeah, love this one. I think the value is worth it for the price. And yeah, leave in the comments down below what you think of this multi-pack. Are you planning on getting it for yourself, or if you're going to pass? I don't know why you would pass on this, but people like what they like. Anyway, if you're wondering where you can get this, it's available on the MJ Miniverse website. Other than that, you probably can wait for it when they come to stores. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye.